Hey guys, it's Miss Stevens. Today's story is called The Frog Jumping Contest. Frogs are amphibians, or animals that can live on both land and water. Frogs are also great jumpers. So before we begin reading, we're going to go over some sounds and the way to spell those sounds, and then we'll go over some vocabulary words. The first sound is ng, spelled N. Fingers. Longer. The next sound is the S sound, spelled C. Face. Race. Then we have some double consonant words. Hopper. Winner. Do you remember what this sound is? If you said oi, kiss your brain. This is oi, spelled O-I. Pointing. Hoist. And then our two-syllable words. Contest. Target. And our vocabulary words. The first vocabulary word is contest. So a contest is an event where individuals or teams compete to win. For example, Kate won the 6th grade spelling contest. The next vocabulary word is hoist. So the meaning of the word hoist is to raise up into the air. We watched the principal hoist the flag up in front of the school. Then we have a saying or phrase. This phrase or saying is on target. On target means correct or accurate, going in the right direction. So the coach said my throw to first base was right on target. All right, so again, we're reading from our Reader Grace in Skill 6. Before we begin reading, we need to look at our what? Our table of contents. Very good. I go to my table of contents. The story we're reading today is called The Frog Jumping Contest. So can you guys help me find the frog jumping contest? Let's go all the way down. Give me a thumbs up when you found it. Nice job. What page is it on? It's found on page 58. So, before we read, let me give you our purpose for reading today. Our purpose for reading is to find out who wins the frog jumping contest. So, we're reading to find out who wins. Read with me if you can. If you cannot read with me, just listen as I read aloud. The title of the story is The Frog Jumping Contest. Starting with the first sentence. There is a frog jumping contest at the park this week, too. So, where is our setting gonna be? Let's read it again. There is a frog jumping contest at the park this week, too. So, our setting is at the park. Remember, the setting is where the story takes place. Did you get a frog for the contest? Ken asks. Here I have quotation marks. So that means that someone is doing what? If you said talking, kiss your brain. Very good. And then I have a punctuation mark here because someone's asking a question. So we use a question mark. So let's read it again. Did you get a frog for the contest? Ken asks. Grace nods. That means she does this. She sticks her hand in her bag and grabs her frog. The frog sits on her fingers. So here's Grace's frog right here. And since Ken was speaking to Grace, this must be Ken. Cool, Ken says. What's his name? It's a she, says Grace. Her name is Hopper. So Grace says it's a she. So that means that the frog is a girl or a boy? Right, the frog is a girl. So Grace has a girl frog. Her name is Hopper. I got one too, says Ken. His name is Legs. Legs has longer legs than Hopper. And you can see Legs right here. He definitely has some long legs, right? So, what is Grace's frog's name? Hopper, good job. And what is Ken's frog's name? Legs, very good. Grace and Ken take their frogs to the starting line. The starting line, that's where the race begins. You can see the starting line right here in the picture. They set the frogs down. The starter shouts, "On your mark, get set, hop." Jump, Ken yells, jump. Legs hops off. Hopper jumps too, but she jumps off to the side. No, Hopper, Grace yells. She runs and grabs her frog. Then she sets her down with her face pointing at the finish line. Hopper hops off. This time, she is lined up and on target. Who do you think is going to win this race? Let's see if you're right. Ken and Grace chase their frogs down the track. The frogs are fast. It is a close race. Let's see if you're right about who wins. The two frogs cross the finish line at the same time. Did anyone guess they would finish at the same time? So we call that a tie. Did Legs win? Ken asks. Did Hopper win? Grace asks. We have two winners, says the man at the finish line. Hopper and Legs crossed the line at the same time. They will share the prize. The man hands Grace and Ken a cup for their prize. Grace plops Hopper in the cup. Ken adds Legs. Then they hoist the cup up and shout, "Here's to the champs." So remember, hoist means to raise up in the air. So they took their cup or their trophy and they raised it in the air with the frogs. And you can see them doing that here in the picture. All right, so who won the race? Right, it was a tie. Hopper and Legs both won the race together. What is the name of Grace's frog and what is the name of Ken's frog? So we can go back in the story to figure this out, but I want to see if you know. Do you know what the name of Grace's frog is? If you said Hopper, kiss your brain. And what is the name of Ken's frog? If you said Legs, kiss your brain. We can go back in the story and see right here. Ken says, "What's his name?" And she says, "It's a she. Her name is Hopper." And then Ken says, "His name is Legs." Which frog wins the contest? We just talked about this. Which frog wins the contest? Hopper and Legs tie, right? They both win. Both frogs win because they crossed the finish line at the same time. All right, guys, you do have some story questions to go along with today's story. And remember, when you're answering your questions, you can come back to the video and go back to the page that you need to look for your answer, okay? Make sure you're answering in complete sentences. All right, guys, I will see you later. Bye.